Hello, spiritual badasses and pagan peeps. We are here again to take on another sponsor for the Samhain Symposium. We have Anna here and Wick Creations. So, hi, Anna, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing fabulous. So Wick Creations was actually the very first sponsor, the first person to step forward and say, hey, I would love to make this thing happen. And so it's incredibly generous. They decided to be a platinum sponsor, the highest level that you can have. So can you tell us a little bit about like who you are and what you do, what Wick is all about? Because I know and love it. Like I even buy my mom's like holiday gifts from you, but I don't think everyone else knows you the way I do. So share a little bit.
Well, my name is Anna, but I know a lot of friends call me Autumn because that's kind of how I was introduced into the pagan community. Love all names. I answer to pretty much anything, so it's all good. I've been practicing since God knows when. I just kind of always found my own little weird ways of doing things, and things that I absolutely love from the time I started was I love nerdy. I'm a huge nerd. So correspondences and learning about, well, if I want this to happen, all of these things coincide to make this happen. And that was really where Wick, unbeknownst to me, kind of began. I started working with candles and folk magic that my grandmother had taught me, and just kind of all of these cool random things, and started realizing, oh, if I want to feel more protected in this room, black is going to be a better color than, purple per se, or, this drawing that I've made, I don't know why, but this makes me think of this. So this should go on this candle as well. And it suddenly started becoming part of my practice. I started making candles and spell candles, intention candles, however you kind of connect to them. Anything that I could do to help me focus my intent, because I can be a very, very scatterbrained person, especially with muggle lights. So I found the more I could put into my candles and other spiritual implements that I would make for my own practice, the better it was. And the better results I would get through my spell workings and meditations and what have you. And so I started giving them out as gifts because, hey, you are really struggling with X, Y, and Z. Why you could use a little positivity. Here's a pretty candle, but it also has this color for this reason, this oil for this reason, these herbs for this reason. And you can lay it all out so that the person not only has this cool little candle that they can put on their, shelf, but they've got this paper explaining all these little intricacies that are in that candle. And so when you're having a bad day, you can look at it and think, oh, that's right, Anna made me this for this, this, and this. And it kind of helps put your mind back on a more positive path.
Definitely.
And yeah, so that was kind of how Wick began, was just taking stuff that I did in my personal practice and wanting to share it with more than just myself.
Yeah, and then so you'll be offering these candles and other stuff at the Samhain Symposium, correct? So being a platinum sponsor means you're also a vendor at the event. What all will you be offering there for people to purchase on October 29th?
We're going to have our candles, of course. We're going to have two sizes, a 3x6 pillar and a 3x4 pillar. I am really, really excited to announce that we are going to be having a Samhain Symposium exclusive candle. It is a candle that you can only get at Samhain Symposium, and there's going to be X amount of candles made, and once they're gone, they're gone. And that's going to be how it is. And I'm so excited, and I think you gave me that wonderful idea, and I cannot thank you enough, because it just instantly got my nerd juices flowing, and I'm writing things down in my notebooks. I've got so many ideas already. So I'm super excited about that one.
That is awesome. And not going to lie, it was totally self-serving, people. This was not what could I give to the community? I was like, what do I want? What do I want from Wick? I'm like, I want this. I'm just going to message her and ask. That's where that came from. And I am perfectly fine with that. I honor the fact that it came from this, and yay, it'll help the community too. We love that. So there'll be an exclusive Samhain Symposium candle on October 29th at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth that Wick is doing. And we are all super excited about it because obviously it'll have the sigil on it. And I don't remember what it is, but you write something on the bottom of your candles. And I don't remember what it is. it's special.
On the bottom of every candle, we have kind of the spiral etching. And it says, it always starts out the same, whether a light or dark, let this candle connect to. And then I write down as many of the intentions that are in that candle as I can on the rest of that base. And then I seal it with a pentacle stamp to energize and charge the candle with that intent. Because sometimes you live in an apartment, or you live with someone who, has asthma or really can't take on candles burning. So you can't light a candle. And a lot of times people will think that's where the magic is. And a lot of times that is where the magic is. So I really wanted to make a candle that if you can't burn it, it's still there, it's still going to connect, and you're still going to be able to manifest what you're looking to manifest.
Absolutely. I love that. That is fabulous. So with you being a vendor and being the first sponsor, what made you want to do that? What made you want to be a sponsor? What made you want to be part of the Samhain Symposium?
For me, it was how excited seeing you get about it was. Like, we ran into each other a few times, and every time you would talk about it, I mean, you're already such an infectious energy, and you're always so like, yeah, let's do this, and empowerment. And I love that. But you would like light up in this oh so different way. And it was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And then on top of it, you were laying out all these ideas, and it's like, I want to do that. I want to go to there. I want to experience this. This is what I want. And so it was like, wait, there's an opportunity for me to actually do something to help this become a thing. Like, not just this really cool idea, but actually bring it into fruition. Yeah, sign me up. I want to have this happen so badly, because it was such a great idea. And on top of it, just the community itself, I love seeing it get together and having just this opportunity where we can all chat and talk and exchange ideas. And hey, this is how I do stuff. Oh, that's how you do stuff. That's so cool. And having all that happen, especially around Samhain, when it's all about transformation and it's all about releasing what doesn't matter, like what you shouldn't take into the dark of the year, this is when you get rid of it. And having community around you at that time, I think, is such a great idea and so wonderful. So it was anything I could do to be a part of that. I wanted to do it.
And we love that you're a part of it. It was awesome for you to be like, yeah, what can I do? How can I do it? Let's do it. And it was great. I loved it. And I mean, I obviously love the Samhain Symposium. It's my brainchild. And I hope everyone is there for the birth on October 29th at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. And because it's a big deal for the community to grow, and also to give voice to everyone who doesn't always feel like they have a voice, and make representation matter. Because I know for me, representation is super important. So another thing that you are offering, you are selflessly even more giving to the community at this event, is that you volunteered to teach about sigil making for one of the programs. And I think that is awesome. Do you want to tell us a little bit? No spoilers, because I want people to go to the class. But
okay.
Give us a tidbit, a little sample.
So I'm really excited about it, because I've never really explained my way of creating sigils before. And it's not the traditional way, because there's the formula that you can follow and do this. And that's great. And that's awesome. And I even make sigils that way as well sometimes. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it comes from iconography and symbolism, and certain symbols meaning certain things. And it really depends. Sigil crafting becomes such a personal thing. Yeah. And I think sometimes we get so bogged down with, well, this book says this is how you do it. And I'm really excited to share how I approach it and how I came to approach it, and how maybe, yes, take what this book says, that's awesome, but play with it, see what resonates with you, because that's where real magic happens. And that's what gives your spiritual life and that path that much more meaning and resonance. And so I'm so beyond excited to share and do all the things that I'm not supposed to talk about right now. But it's a very personal and very important class. So I'm super excited to be a part of that too.
It's going to be fabulous. And one of the things I always love and respect about how you make your candles, but then also how you practice and how you speak, is that it's very individual. It's very unique. And it's like, oh yeah, rock you, just do you, be your authentic self. and that it doesn't have to be a perfect equation. Like if that works for you, yay. But if it doesn't, like try it on differently, do different stuff. And so it's a lot about self-exploration too, which I love that you always create space for that, for people to be their individual selves around you and in what you give to the community. You're never like, do it my way. You're always like, oh, cool, do it your way. Fine. Don't spit in my face. I'm chill. And it's absolutely fabulous. So one of the final questions I have for you is, what are you most looking forward to about the Samhain Symposium?
Oh my gosh. Dude, there's so much. Like I'm super excited by all the vendors because I know so many of them and everyone is so different. And it just seeing what people are bringing to the table and sharing that day is going to be so cool to see. But then you've got the 2-track system and the programming. And I love, obviously I'm going to be in a booth, so I'm not going to be able to go around to all that. But just hearing how people react and what they thought of it, I think is so great. And I guess to put it in a nutshell, it all comes down to community. And I feel like I feel like a broken record at times, but it's just such a great thing when we can all come together and just be our authentic selves and explore what we need to explore. And, you know, if we're hitting a wall with something, I know I've been a part of Paganicon and Twin Cities Pagan Pride and all of these great things. And every year I go to like a Paganicon, I go in and I'm always so nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a bit of imposter syndrome and like, oh my gosh, I'm such a fraud and I don't know what I'm doing and these people know way much more. And then it's always this very open space and people, I don't know if I just get in the right groups or what, but the people are always so warm and like, hey, this is just how I do this. And it helps so much to kind of renew my own spirit and realize, okay, I can be my own being. I don't need to fit into a certain mold. And I that's one of the things I always take away. And I think to have an event like this right during Samhain, when we already have so much transformation energies all around us, but then to hone in with, hey, but we have this community to transform with. It's like we're going to be creating like a cocoon almost that we can kind of go into Samhain with. And I think it's just all going to be so exciting and so wonderful. And I just have the utmost empowering positive energies going into it to see just everything. And I kind of feel like that's a cop-out answer, but I can't pick one thing. It's all so cool.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a one-day event this year, and the goal, the hope is to have it grow and become a community, and that every year it just gets bigger and bigger until it becomes a huge like Samhain celebration that's just epic for everybody. And the only way for it to happen is to have people like you who are sponsors and people who believe in it from the beginning, where it's like, oh, this has never happened before. Let's do it. Let's not wait. Let's do it. And so without you, this couldn't happen. And like your enthusiasm and commitment to the event is so appreciated by me personally. It makes my life so much easier, but then also by the community and stuff. To have someone like you be a part of it is going to be epic and amazing. And I want to thank you so much for all that you're doing for this. It is wonderful to have you in my life and part of this organization and everything. So thank you so much, Anna, with Wick Creations, who's going to be a vendor and presenter at the Samhain Symposium on October 29th at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. And they are also our platinum sponsor, our first platinum sponsor, which, I mean, it's not a race, but she won. So it's
How with that attitude?
So it's going to be amazing. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And remember that you can check out Wick Creations on Facebook. And if you have any questions, you can message either of us about product or about Samhain Symposium for me. Otherwise, go forth, be awesome. Don't forget to be a spiritual badass. And we will see you on October 29th at the Samhain Symposium at the Crown Plaza in Plymouth. Thank you, Wick Creations.
Thank you.